Hi, welcome to the Wake Up Call podcast. I'm Stacey Hall, one of the coaches here at Digital Mentors and a very proud member of the community. And today I would like us to focus on time. Time, which seems to always get the better of most people. In fact, I was just responding to somebody who let me know that time got away from them and then expected me to step in and save the day, as if my time isn't as valuable as theirs. So I thought, since that was right first and foremost on my mind, that would be a good topic for us to talk about today, is all the different ways that we can manage time in order to make more sales. And one of the ways I'm going to start out with right away is a response that I gave to this person, which is, thank you for asking. That doesn't work for me. Thank you for asking. That doesn't work for me. If we put that into our vocabulary, when people start making requests of us that are outside of what our focus is, what we say we're going to do, what we say is our priority, we will find people may not like it, but somehow they'll find a way to make it work. I say this because more times than not, when I'm talking with a client, they're telling me that they don't have the time or they didn't get to the activities that they intended to get to. I'll find out, digging a little deeper, it's because they wound up doing for other people who easily could have fended for themselves. Okay? Give you another example. Yesterday, I received a Facebook message from a longtime friend who I've not heard from for a long time. And I happened to be looking at messages because I was on focus for a project I'm going to launch. And there came through a request. Hey, my friend who happens to live in my general city, I'm at one end, way at the other end, but to people outside, it all looks like you've got, it's like Los Angeles. Everybody lives within the same 5-mile area. No. But in this particular case, asked, hey, can you help my friend? I'm forwarding her message to you. See what you can do for her. Like I'm just sitting around waiting for things to pop up. And I took a look at it because, again, longtime friend. And this person is moving from their apartment and wants to know where they can sell their furniture or donate it. I'm sorry, what part of me is supposed to help with this? And I looked at the person's profile, what they said, they're a coach here on Facebook, which means they know how to communicate with people. Like, I just said, thank you for asking. That doesn't work for me. Like, why me? Because I happen to live near the person? Like, I just wrote back and said, have them contact Goodwill, or put a post in a Facebook group for the city and see if anybody wants the furniture. I just am speechless. But I'm sure you all of us get these requests that are like, why? And I can tell you why. It's because we've identified ourselves as people who get things done. So other people who don't want to do anything will just forward it on to us. But we're the ones who are doing our best to do good in the world, right? Doing our best to do good in the world. And sometimes we get that mixed up with, if somebody asks us to do something, we're supposed to say yes. I know that used to be me. Like, no. Here's what I'm meant to be working on. Just because I came to your mind doesn't mean I'm going to step in and save the day for you. And I don't know, this is not probably what you're used to hearing me talk about. But I'd be happy to hear what you have to say about this, because I'm going to shift into now, how does that apply to when we're growing our business? And I'll come and check and see what you're all saying to me here in just a little bit. So if we're in business, we're doing business on social media, we know that we must develop relationships the way we would in person, but they can go faster on social media than they can in person. The same process. You get to know somebody, you get to like them through engagement, you form a bond built on trust, and once the trust is built, you can make suggestions, which we call making offers. Now that can go much faster online than it actually can in person with somebody. So that process is build, engage, sell. Okay, we know that. When I'm talking with clients, oftentimes when I'm saying, okay, what are you doing to build your audience today? What I hear is that they're still working on putting all the pieces of their course creation or their ebook or whatever their customer journey is in place before they will build their audience. Now, I'm going to say this is going to sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. It is important to know what we're going to offer to people, and it is important to have something to give to people as a lead magnet. Maybe an invitation to a group, which I think is the easiest thing, because once you have a group, then you can put your ebook in there, you can put your course in there, you can put your webinars in there, all of that. I like just starting a group because it saves time and it's easy to give somebody, if I'm talking to them on Facebook or LinkedIn, a link to come join my group. Okay. If you're building on Pinterest or Instagram or TikTok and there's no way to move them to a group, well, then create something that you can give to them quickly, put it in a funnel so you have a link to drop it when you're making friends. But the focus is on the making friends to have people that want what you have. But it is not on building out the entire program until you've got people to share that program with. Okay? So what is happening oftentimes is I see people putting on their calendar, well, I have to create my course and I have to create my webinar. I have to do this, I have to do that, and I have to then find time to talk to people. And now people are engaging back and I have to find time to do. And it's not about having to find time. That's where we lose control. We say, I have to find the time. Like time is elusive. No, it's not. We can schedule time on our calendar, even if it's 15 minutes a day, to send friend requests. We don't have to have anything to share until people start coming back to us. So when people start coming back to us, yes, it's time to schedule time to respond and engage. When they start engaging with us, it's time to spend time giving them what it is that we have to offer to them. When they start saying yes to our offers, it's time to schedule time to deliver on that or to schedule a conversation with them. Okay? So those are the three ways that we manage time to make more sales. We manage the time we're scheduling to build the audience. We manage the time to engage with the audience. We manage the time and have it available to make offers. And before we do that, we have something that when they say they want to engage with us, they want to be our friend, we could say, I've also got a fun group. I also have a very interactive group. I also have a very supportive group where I share my tips. Would you like access? And you take their answers, you take their email, you put it on the email list that you are creating of your folks, and you put them in the group. If you've created questions for them to answer when they go into your group, and some of you are like, well, what am I supposed to do with my ebook? Hang with me. Give me a sec. See, if you create a group, you can ask them questions really easily. Like, why do you want to join the group? What is the challenge you're dealing with? So if your group is social media tips, that's where you're offering social media marketing tips. What problems are you having with social media right now? And third question, what's your email address so I can get you tips in case anything happens to Facebook? 3 questions. Why do you want to join the group? What's the challenge you're having with social media right now? What's your email so I can get you the tips in case anything happens to Facebook? Lots of knowledge, lots of information in those 3 questions. Very quick, we copy them, we put them over into our CRM, Customer Relationship Manager, or into our autoresponder. And those questions will tell us whether that's somebody that we can have a conversation with to solve their problem. So let's say they're saying they don't know how to make sales on social media. I would respond back in a message that says, well, my tips in the group will help you. And if you'd like, I'd be happy to jump on a 15-minute chat and find out what problem you're specifically having and give you a tip for that. No charge. I understand you're having trouble making sales on social media. My group has tips to help. But if you like, we can jump on a 15-minute chat call, no charge. Let me find out why you're having difficulty, and maybe I have a tip or two to give you personally. Some aspect of that. Now you've got them on a call, and you've got time blocked out to be able to have calls, right? Because you're going to block it on your schedule. You're going to make an agreement with yourself. This is when I'm going to do calls if there's any to have. If there's no calls to have, you've got some free time to work on something else. I drop an X if this is making sense, and also if you're still here. And for those of you who are wondering, well, I created this ebook. What am I supposed to do with it now? Drop the link in the group. And when they join the group, you can say, hey, I'm letting you into the group. Here's the link to my ebook that I have saved in there for you. And oh, by the way, I see you're having trouble with duck. Now this works. This process works. Whether you're helping people with their gut health, whether you're helping people with Forex or current Bitcoin currency, whatever that is at the moment, it doesn't matter what you're helping people with. If you've got a group where you can take the tips that you've been putting on your personal page and put them over in the group, you might say, why would I duplicate the same information? I'm going to tell you in a minute. And now you're streamlining. Now you're getting them to tell you exactly why they're interested in joining your group. Now you can quickly get them on a call, or at least make the offer for a call. And yes, some of you are using a calendar system on your lead magnet page. That's fine if you want to do it that way, and maybe you're asking questions there of them. Okay, great. I actually don't. I want to make sure the person's going to actually show up for the call. And it is way too easy in my experience. And if I give somebody a link to my calendar, they put the time on, but they don't then put it in their own appointment book. So there I am on time going, where are they? And I'm texting them. And it comes back and go, oh, was that today? Huh. Can we reschedule? Why? So you can stand me up again? I know, I'm sounding a little rough today, and I'm just being straight. If we want time to work for us, we have to take control of our time. And that means doing things as quickly as possible to get to the offer as fast as possible. If you agree with me on that, say yes. If you agree with me that nobody's got time to waste, say yes. If you agree with me that your time is valuable and you deserve to talk to people who respect how valuable your time is, say yes. Okay? So, to recap, how do you make time work for you so you can make more sales faster? If you're going to have a lead magnet, I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Let's focus on the group, either Facebook or LinkedIn. You're going to create a group with the same tips that you're putting on your personal page, because only a small fraction of the people who see them on your personal page are going to ever respond or actually see it, because it goes out in the news feed, and if somebody's scrolling the news feed, you got to hope that they were one of the ones who got to see your post and they happened to see it at the right time. It's like this when we post on our Facebook page, like this, crossing our fingers, I hope. In a group, everybody who's in the group is going to get notified that you posted. They're all going to get notified. The group's also going to give you the opportunity to ask questions so you can get answers, so you can offer help on a call. The group is also going to give you a place to put the lead magnets, your ebooks, your webinars, your courses, whatever it is you want to give away or announce. Everybody in the group is going to get that notification. Now, if you're on other platforms and you're offering a lead magnet, an ebook, a webinar, a course, make sure when you set it up that you're asking people to answer those questions. So I've got a webinar coming up. I've got a registration page created, and I've got questions for the people who are registering for the webinar. Webinar's free. I'm asking them questions because afterwards I want to know those answers so that I can go back and communicate with them personally. Saves me time doing it all at once. If you haven't thought about asking questions on your lead magnet page, or when they have to fill in to get it, or they get it, so okay, you just have them put their name and their email address in, you get notified through your autoresponder, great. Why not have an automatic message that goes out asking questions? Say, hey, saw you download, I'd love to know why. Why was this of interest to you? What's your biggest problem with this issue? So if your ebooks on skincare, why was this of interest to you? What's your biggest problem with skincare? Okay. A few other questions you might want to know. You're not going to ask for their email again because you've already got it. But these are fast ways to be able to get information, to be able to get on a call and make your offers and suggestions. Okay. So I'm just curious. If you feel like this has been helpful, I'd love to know why. Would you drop it in the comment section? Let me know if it was helpful, why, and what questions you have for me about this process. But the bonus I gave you was right at the start of the call when I said, when people start asking you to do things that are outside of your scope of priorities, the best way to respond is thank you for asking. That doesn't work for me. Thank you for asking. That doesn't work for me. And leave it there. Nobody needs an explanation. As I said to you, people will get irritated with you. Is it because you're a bad person? No. It is because they thought they could roll their garbage over onto you. And you just rolled it right back. And they are now faced with being found out and having to deal with it. Now, it's up to us. Do we want to take other people's garbage and spend our time with that rather than focusing on helping the people we're here to serve? Or not? So, let's see what you're saying. Who's here? Get lots of yeses. Okay. Terry, Elizabeth, Mark, Anthony. Okay. Mark loves that does not work for me. You got it. All right. Lots of X's. Hey, Robert. Barbara, Mark. Yes, 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 and yes. Hey, Ashley. I love the follow-up questions. Thanks for asking. That doesn't work for me. That's beneficial. Yes. And I want to be clear. Okay. It may want to a group. It may be time to restart my group. Oh, good. I'm glad that I sparked an idea there for you. Mark, Elizabeth, I'm going to I think I just got to keep the glasses on. It's such a great reminder. I love that doesn't work for me. And I want to be clear. We do it as two sentences. You may think it's like weird. Like it's not thank you for asking, but no, it's thank you for asking. That's the acknowledgement they asked. That doesn't work for me. And sentence, two sentences. And a shout out to Linda Starr, who was my first mentor, my very, very first mentor. And that was one of the very first things she taught me because I was a yes girl. I grew up being yes, yes, yes. I thought if I said no to anybody about anything, that made me bad. I can remember that, Stacey. And some of you are probably having a very difficult time imagining that, Stacey. I'm promising you. If I ever appear a little rough on the other side of it, it's because I've learned to keep a very strong boundary because it's way too easy still. It's ingrained in me to say yes to everything. And I don't like to upset people. And I'm going to tell you, I upset somebody today. This person who 2 weeks ago said to me they were going to take care of uploading something for me. And I let them know. Are you sure? Because I can do it now. Oh, no, I'll take care of it. You've got plenty on your plate. Okay. So yesterday, I'm informed they're not going to do it. And it needs to be done right then. And I'm in the middle of planning my launch. I've got 7 people I'm organizing. And the reason they gave? Because their email's overwhelming them. Not my problem. Just saying. I'm focused. I've got people waiting on things to do for me. I wrote the person back and I said, thank you for asking. That doesn't work for me. And yes, they're upset because now they're going to have to figure out how to deal with their stuff. I'm staying focused. It took me 2 seconds to do that rather than taking care of the other. Because you know what happens? Oh, God, I'm on a rant now. As if I wasn't already. You know what happens? The minute you say yes the one time, they'll be back, and they'll be back, and they'll be back. Drop me an X if you know that's true. That the people, the minute you say yes to somebody about something that really is their stuff, they'll just keep coming back to you because they found an easy mark. Anybody agree with me on that? Because Ashley agrees. Elizabeth agrees. Okay. Okay. I love the group ideas. Oh, good, Terry. Okay. It's burdensome. Yes, Ashley, it is. Okay. So a lot time to build, a lot time to engage, a lot time to make your offers and offer help, a lot time to get something going, an ebook, a webinar, or a group, which you now know why I think groups are just fabulous. If you can do it on Facebook or LinkedIn, if that's where your audience is, I'm a big group proponent because everything can go in the group. A lot time for those things. Do not allot time for people who can do stuff for themselves. I want to be clear. Parents, obviously, legally, and however else you want to look at it, responsible for children. I am not saying no. You handle your children. I'm talking about the adults who think that just because you exist to take care of them. So we're going to say, thanks for asking. That doesn't work for me, to those people. All right. Are there any questions, any comments? The folks who are here, who are expressing themselves, are loving what I'm saying. A lot the time, get it done for you and your business. That's it. It's like money. If you have a bank account, you know where your money's going into. It tends to flow that way. When you allot time, the time goes that way. Let's see, Ashley. Okay. Are we sure we can't put the kids on the back burner? I'm not going there. If you don't know this about me, I did not birth children nor raise any. So I have no statement there. All I know is I was a kid at once, and I'm coming from that place. I think kids deserve our attention. So I know you're joking. All right. If no questions, if this worked for you, I'm so glad. Thanks for letting me get on my soapbox. Wait, Mark? Okay. Do you book people on your calendar? Please clarify. Okay. Mark, I do not. I do not give people a Calendly link. When I'm booking, I'm having private messaging or voice messaging to make sure they're really interested, to find a time that really works for them. So I'll tell you again, like, you can use the witchy word with me. It's perfectly fine, but I can tell you I get more done than 99% of people. And I know this to be true because I hold my boundaries. So here's what happened. I offered to help somebody with a 15-minute call. No charge. Okay. We went back and forth to make sure the time worked for her. Sure enough, I wake up this morning. She says, I'm not going to be able to keep my appointment tomorrow. Can we reschedule for next week? And I wrote back and I said, I have time on Thursday or Friday next week. What's the time that you're sure you can keep the appointment? Yes, I really said that. Okay. I'm not sitting around waiting for somebody. I'm not begging for them to make time for me. If you want my tips, and just so you know, I charge $375 an hour for private coaching. Divvy that up, 15 minutes of that. Okay. Are you holding your time that valuably? Do you believe that your time's that valuable? So I wrote that back to her. And she writes back. So I say Thursday or Friday. She said, do you have time next week? Yes, Thursday or Friday. What's the time on either one of those days? And she says, how about Wednesday? This woman thinks that I'm here to cater to her schedule. No, I'm not. And I promise you that if I had given her a Calendly link, she probably either would have canceled and not rescheduled or stood me up. You know, these people do this because they don't honor their own time. Okay. This tip that she said she wanted from me is clearly not a priority. So if it's not a priority for her, why would I make it a priority for me? Tell you, control if you want to grow a business. Look at any successful business owner. Any successful business owner. Are they chasing the appointment or are they holding fast? Like, you want my time? You want this knowledge? You want access to the thousands of dollars and thousands of hours I put in? And I'm speaking to all of you. I'm saying, I want you all to get this is who you are. So when somebody starts messing around, you can get that they don't honor their time and they don't honor the value of your time or your wisdom. Now, whose responsibility is it to stand up and say, that doesn't work for me? Here's what I have available. You want my tips? Make it work. You don't? Have a nice life. Because there's lots of people who will go around begging for you to schedule with them. Okay? A little rough. I get it. A little rough. Boundaries. Mark said, boom. Yeah. Ashley, what's the time you're really sure you can keep the appointment? Anthony's saying love the verbiage. Okay, so maybe not as rough as I think it is. Anthony, you gave a choice to maintain posture. Exactly. Exactly. Love this. So you gave a choice, kept your posture. Yep. Boundaries. That's right. Valuing ourselves. Okay, Ashley's saying not rough. I'm so glad I'm talking to my audience. Okay. The sooner we stop being beggars and we start holding our value, we have time. Okay. It took me time to book that appointment with her in the first place. Okay. It took time to now read her message that she's rescheduling. It took me time to look at my calendar and get back to her with other times that would work. And it's taking me time now when she says, no, what about Wednesday? Like, are you kidding me? And what she's making it clear to me is she's not an ideal audience for me. Not ideal. Okay, straight from the hip, don't waste my time. Don't think it's harsh. Very postured way of being direct. Yes, they're not going to get it if we're not holding our boundaries. All right, any other questions? Because we're a little bit over time, and that's okay. I'm here to serve this audience because you're here. I want to make your time the most valuable. Okay, if no questions, it was awesome. I'm so glad, Ashley. Thank you. Thank you. I had a lot to work with this morning. It all came in very over the last 24 hours. Lots to work with. Okay, so there we go. And for those of you who are here, I want to let you know that I'm actually going to be being interviewed by Brian Finale tomorrow of Digital Mentors at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Get with the person who let you know about this wake-up call because they'll have access to the interview. And we're going to be talking about really how do you put a launch together? Okay. And in order to put a big launch together, we have to be able to manage our mindset in order to manage our time. So I am wishing you an abundance of sales, satisfaction, and success today, every week, every month, every year, for all the years to come. It has been such a joy to be with you. Thank you. Thank you.